Hi, I'm Lizzy, and today I'd like to talk to you about DIY brow grooming. Grooming your own brows at home can feel really intimidating, especially if you're afraid of over-tweezing or altering that natural brow shape that you've fallen in love with. But there are a few simple steps you can follow to make sure that you can't mess it up. So before you go in and tweeze and groom your brows, the first thing you want to do is figure out where your brows should start, arch, and end naturally. And there's a simple way to figure that out using your brow pencil. This is our waterproof brow definer, and I'm going to take it and rest it up against my nose, and that's where my brows should start. And then I'm going to keep it up against my nose and just take it over the center of my pupil. That's where my brow should arch. And then move it again, one more time, up against the lash line towards the outer corner of the eye, and that's where my brow should end. From there, I can fill and then tweeze so that I have a sort of guide or template of where exactly I can and cannot pluck hair. So I'm gonna go and fill, and I love our waterproof brow definer because of its shape. It's not like most eyebrow pencils where it comes to a point. It comes to a sort of angle which hugs the brow shape naturally. And I use the spool side to brush up the hair first to see exactly where it needs filling, and I can see already that my arch needs the most work. And then I go in and fill. I like to start personally on the arch or the outer third, and I use very short strokes and then blend as I go. And you can see that's with some waterproof brow definer, and that's without. Just a little bit more structure, and it frames the face very well. And then after that, I can go ahead and tweeze. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera. So now that I've finished tweezing my brows a little bit, I do want to add a little bit more color and volume. As you can see from this brow versus the other, my brows are actually quite light naturally, and they don't have as much volume. So to add that volume and color, I like to use our full brow perfecting gel and tint on top of the waterproof brow definer. And I start from the outer third because that's where most of the product will lay down first, and I don't want it to be so heavy towards the front. And I brush towards the front to build volume, and then I go to the front of the brow because now that most of the product has gone to the outer third, it won't be as heavy. And then I brush back. And you can see a lot more volume, still natural and fluffy in the front versus the other side. From there though, I have also noticed some redness. So because I tweezed, and also because I still want to highlight that shape and really define, I always like to finish DIY brow grooming with our Camouflage Stylo. Our Camouflage Stylo is a wonderful concealer, but I also love the brush applicator because it makes it easy to highlight and define a brow shape. So I just hug my brow shape, and I like to do it on top towards the arch, and then I just blend with my fingertips. And then I do it underneath as well. It really helps to calm the redness and hide any sort of inflammation from tweezing, but again, it also adds that extra level of highlight and lifting to the brow. Such a difference between this side versus the other. So that's exactly why I do at least my brows when I'm working from home, because it's the one thing that will make a huge difference in how polished and just uplifted I feel and look. Just a little bit more highlight, and done. So now that both of my brows are done, you can see that my eyes are a little bit more accentuated. There is a little bit more balance and structure to the rest of my features, and that's exactly why if I am going to do one piece of makeup for myself when I'm working from home, it's definitely my brows.